Hey friends, it's Will, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for joining me. Today is about imperfection and there's a reason for that. So I was actually planning a completely different video for today. I was planning something that I'm going to be making in the next maybe week and a half possibly. But I wanted to actually have a bit of practice first. So this is the same Nappa as in my last video. I've had it split down now, so this is 1.2 millimeters. It comes from the tannery at 1.8 to 2.2, I think. I'd have to check that, but this one's 1.2, mostly 1.2. So the video that I had planned is actually going to be quite expensive to do, and you'll see why that is in the next couple of weeks. But in order to do it and give it justice, I actually wanted to have a really good practice with a thinner type of Nappa, because this is such a soft leather and I've not worked with it at this thickness before. I wanted to make sure that it worked the same way as I was expecting it to. So I thought, what better way than to make something that I can test myself. So this is going to be a 2-slot card holder, because I don't really carry much in my wallet at the moment, more than my bank card and my driving license, because in the UK you have to carry your driving license by law. Don't know what it's like in other countries. And the other reason I wanted to make this for myself is because I want to do a long-term test of what Nappa's like in the pocket, because I hear and I've seen leather goods made of Nappa, absolutely beautiful patina over time, but I've not had one myself that I've kept that's patinaed in that way, because I've used Nappa in the past, obviously before. That's the same thing, in the past and before. I've used Nappa in the past, obviously. However, I haven't made anything for myself in Nappa in the past, especially at this thickness, because when a leather is soft, and this is very soft, when a leather is soft, and you thin it down, 1.2 is still like, it's not a super thin leather. This goat skin you can see me cutting here is 0.8 millimeters. This is what I'm lining the middle slot, which I'll be using for the occasional banknote and maybe a receipt. But when a leather is soft and thin, it's very different to work with than if it's thick and soft, because it stretches more, it doesn't cut the same way, it doesn't fold the same way, and it especially doesn't stitch the same way. So I wanted to make something that doesn't have to be perfect. And the other reason is I'm currently in the process of building a website, and you guys will have to let me know in the comment section down below, what do you want to see me sell on my website? Do you just want card holders, or do you want something else? Let me know, as I am building it. It's in the pipeline, but I need to know what to put on it, I guess. So do let me know down below. Do you even want to see me put products out? Because I would love to make products for you guys to buy. But if there's no demand, obviously, I'll just keep making videos and teaching you guys how to do leather work. So one of the really interesting things that I found when working with this thinner Nappa is that it takes a folded edge so well, and that's probably because it's soft, but it still has a bit of structure. So when I lined this inside pocket, the lining is 0.8 Auran goat, and obviously the inside pocket is the middle pocket is the same 1.2 millimeter Nappa. So here's a little trick for you. When you're lining anything, don't use your roller on the grain side. Flip it over and then roll it, because you might have something on the roller. Just a little tip for you. But yeah, that's kind of why I'm not aiming for perfection, because this is going to live in my pocket. This is a way for me to test out a little bit more about this pattern that I've designed, the stitching holes in this at the right place, does thinner Nova Nappa crease in the same way, because obviously when you're creasing something, it is putting an indent into the leather, so it requires thickness. You can't crease ultra thin leather. If you try to crease 0.8mm leather, it'll just wrinkle like hell. It'll be horrible to do, because you're stretching those fibers and there's no underlying support for it to not get stretched. So that's one of the things I was testing. I frequently get asked by people, and I do mean very frequently, I get emails and DMs about it all the time, how do people make their work better? And one of the things I can't stress enough is don't always try to be perfect, because makers as a general rule are pathologically imperfect, as in you never think your work is perfect. No one ever thinks their work is perfect, and one of the reasons for that is because if you take pride in your work, you'll always find something to nitpick about it, to be that will niggle you in your noggin, and you just won't. You'll think, oh, that could be better, there's not enough space there, the glue line's not right, the stitching line's not right. It doesn't honestly matter, because everyone needs to practice at some point, or all of the time. Everyone needs to put in practice, and this is just one demonstration of that. This is a leather I've worked with multiple times, but never at this thickness, and I wanted to see, actually, I know that leather thickness changes its characteristics. It's physics. If you change an aspect of a thing, it'll work differently. That's just a law of nature, I think. So that's it's such an important thing just to take a step back and think, I haven't worked with it like this before. Before I sign up to spend a lot of money on a thing using this, and I don't really want to waste it, because one, the leather is expensive, and two, having it split is expensive. It's actually very expensive having it split. It's with postage included, it's quite expensive. So I thought, let's just take a day, let's make something that I'm familiar with, double check that I like the dimensions of that pattern, and use that as a starting point, because then I can personally carry this and give you guys a review in 6 months of how Nova Nappa ages in your pocket with daily use, because I've had people ask me that in previous comments. They've said, can you tell us how Nova Nappa ages? I'm going to. In a few months I will give you a update on this card holder, and it's one of the reasons that I'm not actually embossing this, is because I'm having a new embossing die made with a slightly different logo, so because I dropped my old one and I'm having a little bit of a rebrand. So let's take this opportunity to learn a bit about the leather and a little bit about the characteristic. It would be crazy to spend hundreds of pounds on leather just to use it unsparingly. I don't know if unsparingly is a word, but we're going to use it as one. So that's kind of that, really. This is one of probably my new favourite thread. It's Xiang, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm working on a video for it. It's coming. It just is taking a little bit of time because there are so many aspects to this thread that I want to get right for you guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. So there's my 2 cents about not aiming for perfection in everything you do, and take your time to practice. Everyone needs practice. It doesn't matter if you've been doing the craft for 20 minutes or 20 years. You need practice. No one is perfect. And it took me a long time to get over the arrogance, and it takes a lot of people a long time to get over the arrogance of the practice part of a craft. What's the point in enjoying doing a craft if you are perfect? There's nothing to improve, there's nothing to take home at the end of the day. But I will see you on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care.